Hello everyone and welcome to Faithful to the Traitors, where we are discussing the Traitors Ireland Series 1, Episode 8, Week 3. I've worked out my weeks and days now.
Look at
You'll be
you.
happy.
I'm so proud of
know.
you. So proud.
Well, don't give me a hug, please. I'm no one's...
Are you like Paul D? I'm not a hugger.
I'm not a fucking
Again,
hugger.
we learned so much about the family life of Andrew and Paul D.
Has Andrew ever been hugged?
Well, I would believe from this evidence, no. Paul D, there's like the distraughtness. It was like, oh God, now I've got to hug someone. The whole thing's just been a mind rot.
The producers didn't even bother telling Paul D. They just told Nick. They were like, can you just tell Paul D? Because otherwise we're going to run out of time.
Because Paul D was having a lovely conversation. This was the end of the episode. Obviously, you probably know because you watched it. But this was the end of the episode. Paul D was having a lovely conversation with Wilkin about the tax breaks you can get by moving from America to Ireland. Do you get taxed back after you've not worked for 6 months? We do in Ireland. Do you get that in America?
Sports chat and all sorts.
Baseball. Wilkin said, I should like baseball. I'm American. It's our national sport, but I hate it and I don't understand why. You know, but Paul D and Wilkin are having a lovely converse.
Nick's just on the sofa sweating.
Trying to get rid of Ben.
Yeah, well.
Then Ben goes off to get something. Nick goes off to look for this book that he needs to find, this cursed book. Ben comes back. Ben looked lost. Ben was like, where's my best friend?
Where is he? Are you okay?
Are you okay, Nick?
You got a bad tummy?
Then Nick finds out that he's got to hug someone. His first thought isn't Ben, though, which surprised me, to be honest.
He could have
with you.
easily hugged Ben.
Oh, Ben.
Ben was lying on that... What was it?
Chaise lounge.
Chaise lounge with his glass of wine, with his legs open. He could have easily leaned in for a hug.
With his legs open. I mean, if Ben and Nick had done a hug, I sensed that one of the viewers would have done an AI project on that and then had them make out, and then there would have been a full-blown sex scene between them. However,
very worrying.
Hello, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did. Episode 8. What a fun episode that was. My name is Alex.
And my name is Ben.
Yes, and if you want to get in touch with us and have any thoughts or theories about who you would have put a curse on in that house, then go to our Linktree, linktr.ee/faithful2. On there, it's got all our links to where you can watch or listen to the podcast, where you can comment underneath if you do watch us on YouTube or on Spotify, or listen to us on Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell if you do enjoy listening to us. We're aiming for 1,000 subscribers. Hope you can help us reach it. And you can also find all our social media links on there. This is our Instagram and our TikTok. And if you like the podcast and you want to help us monetarily, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/faithful or coff.ee/faithful, and on there you can buy us a £5 wooden gold block. That joke's not going away. Do you ride a bike to work? Please get in touch with us. However, someone did get us a coffee.
Oh, buy me a coffee. Good.
Normally at this point Ben would have then mentioned the comment. However, I was the one who spotted it first, so I said I was going to read it out.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Johnny. Hi, Johnny. Johnny bought us a gold coin, and we are aware, Johnny, that you bought us this quite a while back, and we've just spotted it, but thank you so much.
There's something going on with the emails to buy me coffee. This is not it is our fault, but don't blame us.
It's our fault because we don't check the emails enough, but for some reason, when we go... Our emails from Buy Me a Coffee seems to go to a spam folder. We don't understand why.
And they're the most important emails we get, aka the only emails we get.
The only emails, no one likes to email us.
Thank God. Emails are dead form.
Apart from the Irish Times reporters.
Oh, yeah.
We were mentioned in the Irish Times. I just thought I'd drop that in as well.
I know. I mean, you wrote that and I got my name. Then I didn't do anything.
I replied and Ben got his name put in. The cheek
full
of it.
name as well. How did you know our full name?
I know, I was thinking that
Maybe
too.
it's our captions on our podcast.
No, because on our podcast we just have our links, our social media links.
Well, who knows?
And on my social media I don't put my full name unless... Unless I've made... Right, there you go. But unless I've made the stupid mistake of somehow posting like a bill or something like that, so people have got my national insurance number, then I could have a conversation with Wilkin and Paudie about my tax breaks.
You could.
Johnny, thank you for your gold coin. We go back to you. Thank you for your comment. As always, we always say if you attach your gold coin with a comment, we guarantee we'll read your comment out. However, Johnny, you've put a spoiler in it, so I'm going to have to...
No wonder you're reading it out.
Exactly. And I like
Mr. Spoiler.
I love to read spoilers out, but on this occasion, I will try to censor myself or censor you.
Those Series 3 winners of the Traitors UK. Go.
I know. Hi, boys. Loving the Irish version and your takes on it. It's Paudie's world and we're just living in it. It's true.
True.
4D chess at its best. Love that one of the teams in the maths challenge made a compelling argument for Irish neutrality by trying to row a boat on dry land. Great stuff. This has been my favourite season of Traitors so far because it's been so messy. Although, my wife tells me there is an infamous season of the Dutch series. Blah, 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 blah. After 10 years, it finally convinced me to learn Dutch. I'm
Ooh.
sorry that they're the bits I couldn't read out.
I think doing that has made it more intriguing.
Watch the Dutch series.
Now I'm intrigued.
So thank you, Johnny. Johnny be good. Ha 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 ha. Joke of the year. Thank you ever so much for that £5 donation.
Big words there. The best series of Traitors.
Well, the Irish version. It's a good series.
It reminds me of, which is one of our all-time favourites, Series 1 New Zealand.
New Zealand Series 1. Top of the
you know,
class.
This is very similar in different ways.
It's
but like it's giving the same wholesome vibe.
It's got a vibe. The thing is, with New Zealand Series 1 and UK Series 1, which are two of our peak series, they're good because it was very new, very fresh. People were very green around the gills, and they really knew the concept of the game.
Budget was a bit lower.
By that point. But the New Zealand budget was literally a piece of sandpaper, and which Paul Henry used to just clean up his house a little bit. Let's never forget, Task 1, Series 1, Traitors New Zealand, find some hidden things in a room.
And just a regular room as well.
Just
like the house
room.
was just a house.
And
really.
then we got one of our best lines. He found the most items and he's registered blind. So,
no spoilers.
Need we say more? The New Zealand series, if you live in the UK, is on BBC iPlayer. We strongly recommend you watch it and then listen to our podcast. However, we're watching the Irish series and Nick has been recruited despite his big gestures about how he's part of the team, wants to be a good faithful, loves everyone, wants everyone to love him.
This.
Yeah, he did that. You know, big gesture. Everyone knew he was a great guy. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit, because then we learned in this episode that Nick wanted to be recruited as a traitor, but preferred it to be a little bit later, but now will do. So Nick, good traitor, I guess, as he likes to lie.
He's an estate agent.
Well, even better. This room is cozy.
We all know what estate agents can be like. Can't trust them for a mile. So yeah, he accepted Paul. Well, Paulie, his offer was, if you don't accept, unfortunately, I'll have to kill you.
I feel like it was begrudgingly handed out to him.
So he accepted, and then they had to kill either Christine, Patrick, or Mark.
Yeah.
Was it? No, Joanne.
No, it was Joanne.
Joanne, not Christine.
Had
sorry.
the shield.
I'm looking at someone else. So Mark sadly died, which I feel was a good way to go.
And the best decision of the three.
If you're not going to recruit Mark, kill him. So they did.
Mark would never have been banished. Mark is a bit of an upset in the group. I love that at the breakfast table when because it was left for the final three, either Joanne, Mark, and Patrick to return to the breakfast table. And I love the fact when Patrick walked into the room, there was an audible groan. And then a few people kind of went, "Oh no, Patrick, sorry, we don't mean anything by it.
But it's Mark."
But it's Mark, and Patrick was like, "That's fine.
I understand.
So in an hour's time, I'll be banished. Yeah, okay. I'll note that for later."
Patrick had this was his episode, his round table moment.
It was his episode to lose, and he lost it big time.
Yeah, but he really stood out. That happens a lot on people's last episodes. They suddenly become quite good players, and his round table, his thing was really, really good. I thought, yes, I can see Patrick's vision here. But
when he went for Nick,
come to an end.
Hard, didn't he? Who wouldn't? Ben certainly would. And Patrick really didn't.
Well, I've seen Nick in a new light since the turret, because the
because he's a liar.
Well, no, I'm being much less gameplay. The lighting in that place was giving his cheekbones very much definition. I was like, God.
Oh, see. So less
cheekbones
gameplay
for days.
Less gameplay, more pervert.
Well, I was just saying I saw him in a new light, literally. And the lighting in the turret is lovely for cheekbones.
Well, I saw him in a new light in a different way, which was that he betrayed his friends. He betrayed his family. He betrayed the people he said he was playing the game for. He said when he ripped up that dramatic way
Nick
for the
Faithful.
camera, he knew that was going to be used on the... I'm doing it 3 times to emphasize my point. He knew that was going to be used as a clip on social medias, as an advert, everything. He just knew. In his mind, he's like, right, rip that, that's it. I'm now famous. He did that. He made a big spectacle of it. He made
caused
a big
a trend
point.
because 2 people copied him.
Yeah, well, again, a point brought up by Nick later, but he made a big point of saying that he would never betray his faithful. He's a faithful to the end. And then we slowly learned that his game was actually to become a traitor just a little bit later on, because he thought he could then ride that wave easier. He's a bit disappointed he got it so early, which is something Andrew also mentioned, but not disappointed enough to not now play the game as a traitor. However, the Nick and Poldy fight was inevitable to happen at the round table. The fighting between them two is already starting.
I feel you wouldn't be very good on the traitors because you just repeated something you just said. So I'm very suspicious of you right now.
What did I repeat?
That whole thing about Nick not wanting to be a traitor yet.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm really
So I don't think
point.
you'd be able to keep up with your lies on the round table, basically.
No, it wasn't a lie, it's a truth.
Yes, well, your storytelling.
Well, may I extend then the fact that I'm going to emphasise that I think Paudie is the problem in the traitor conclave, because every time someone gets introduced into the conclave, Paudie seems to be the one who causes the trouble. First it was with Eamon. Well, no, lies. First it was with Caitlin. Then he made up with Caitlin, went for Eamon. Got rid of Eamon, went for Caitlin. Got rid of Caitlin, got his son, went for his son, got rid of him. Paudie is a troublemaker.
He knows what he's doing, and he's good at his lies. Because even Patrick tried to bring up, Oyen was like doing her thing because she's like the best player, and she was like, just remind me once more, Patrick. It was a few days ago, so she was thinking he was going to be rusty on the details about the meeting between Eamon and Caitlin and him under the stairs, and he reeled it off, and everyone around the table was like, well, actually, yes, that's exactly what he said, and everything's sticking to it. And he was like, yes.
We've underestimated Paul.
And now all of a sudden people are like, Oyen, maybe she's a traitor. And it's like, well, so again, he knows what he's doing, Paul D.
You know how Oyen's traitorous accusations are now being stirred up by the one player who's the biggest shit stirrer in the group we've now discovered, which is Joanne.
Yes,
goes to the girl group of Christine, Faye, Amy, says to them like, and Kelly, sorry, I shouldn't miss out Kelly.
Right.
Goes to them.
She did a lot of running on this episode.
Loved the running, pulled a muscle. No, that was Amy, wasn't it? Amy pulled a muscle. Joanne went to them and said, hey, girls, listen. At the round table, Owen asked me who I was going to vote for, and she said Faye, and I said I'm not, and then she quickly changed her vote, and everyone was like, oh, okay. Literally next minute, goes to the kitchen, finds Oyen, Vanessa. Hey girls, guess what? The other girls are all talking about how it's really unfair, how they were all going for Faye. They're all licking her ass now, and they're all
saying sorry. It's like, Joanne, you walked into the room and said sorry to Faye.
Joanne's the best shit stirrer, though. Come on,
like she's a shit stirrer. She's not very. I think we said this before, but she's not very good at the game, and she did admit that herself. She said, "I don't think I'm playing this very well because I have no alliances." And it's like, well, yeah, because you walked into the room, said sorry to Faye, walked over to, and then talked about Oyen. Walked over to Oyen, said, everyone's apologising to Faye. It's ridiculous. And it's like, Joanne.
I loved it, though. I loved it. And it made me think.
This is going to come back and bite her, though, because one of those two groups are going to bring up and say, well, Joanne said that. And they'll be like, well, she went to me and said this. Yeah. So, Joanne, you've just buried you're going to get banished.
Oh, yeah. She's done herself over now.
This is going to come back.
But Joanne and Paudie, think about that as a dynamic at the conclave. Imagine the bullshit between them two. It'd be outstanding. It'd be amazing.
I felt a little bit sorry today for Wilkin. He looked a bit sad when he started getting... No, but when he got a few votes around the round table, there was a little... His eyes were a bit watery. And I thought, he's quiet. I was like, oh, I feel sorry for him. He seemed to take it quite personally how people suddenly, out of nowhere, started voting for him.
Paul Wilkin is a bit of a lone ranger. He's not really made any friends. Apparently, him and Paudie are quite close, but I think Paudie's just a nice guy. I think he's an easy person. Like, you can have a conversation with him.
Traitor, though, regardless. Remember.
But in real life as well, I get the impression Paudie's quite a relaxed guy. Like, he will talk to anyone.
Prison officer. He's talked to all sorts.
He's had to. He's a counsellor, not just a prison officer. He's a counsellor to the lads.
Just don't hug him.
He worked in a male prison. He might have worked in a female prison. Who knows? However, Wilkin is very isolated from everyone else in the group. He's made you can tell he's not made many friends, and so that unfortunately to his detriment, because no one seems to trust him, and they all keep again, something we've mentioned on the podcast before, he seems to just throw names out and kind of causes chaos within the group. But then Wilkin openly then went around the whole table and said, I don't trust you, I don't trust you, I don't trust you, I don't trust you. And then someone pointed out, like, so you don't trust any of us, Wilkin? Is that the point? And Wilkin's like, no.
That's the way to play.
It is, well, yes, but at the same time, as we've seen with Ben and Nick and the girl group of Amy, Faye, what would their girl band name be?
Atomic Kitten.
They are like Atomic Kitten. Faye reminds me of a Kerry Katona.
Yeah, she'd leave just as they're getting really popular.
Faye would leave the band.
Faye's like, I'm leaving. This isn't going anywhere. I'm just going to go out on my own. Yeah. I'm Faye. And then Joanne will step in. Maybe they're like the Sugar Babes. And
but they change their band every 6 months. I'd like that.
Yeah. And then Faye's like, oh, actually, you've now got number one and I'm Kerry Katona.
However, which version? Is it the one with her vocals on, or is it the one with the re-vocals on? Because
She's not getting paid for it.
Kerry Katona still makes money from Whole Again as long as they play the version with her vocals on it.
What a web.
What's a tangled... She lives in the north now, old Kerry Katona.
Good for her.
She's a mouthpiece for guess which news network?
Oh, I don't know.
Couldn't guess, could we?
Irish News.
Well, not in the UK, no. CNN. Let's just say CNN. So yeah, Paul Wilkin. My
I just felt a little bit sorry for him when he looked like he was a bit upset by it. Although Faye also, it was her birthday.
Yes. They sang Happy Birthday to her as she walked into the
She had a little
room.
birthday cry. On her birthday, someone made her cry. So well done, Joanne.
I think more than one person made her cry because she cried after the round table, which is what Joanne. Well, it's actually quite the opposite. Is because that's what Joanne was pointing out, the hypocrisy of it. Because all the girls were gathering around her saying, "No, it's okay, Faye. We know you're faithful. We didn't mean it when we said you were a traitor at the round table." And that's what brought Joanne. I do love Jo.
I do. She's just not a very good player.
Yeah, but Jo reminds me of me a little bit because she likes to call out the hypocrisy of it all. So she goes to one group, calls out the hypocrisy of the other group, goes to the other group and calls out the hypocrisy of the other group. Like Joanne and Wilkin need to team up, I think. I think they'd be a good force.
Is this like an early version of the typical dynamics where we break it down into the popular group and the theatre kids? Whereas Joanne has her friends with Oyen, Vanessa, and then there's the popular girls, Christine, Faye, Kelly.
The girl band.
Joanne.
Atomic Kitten.
Joanne is a theatre kid at heart. But she's seen the opening to get into the popular group, and it's like Mean Girls, the movie, not the musical. And she's like, maybe I could do the transfer from theatre group to popular group, but she's still got her loyalties to the theatre kids.
I see that. I do. I see that.
It happens every series. There's always this dynamic.
You always
goes back to school.
You always want to be liked. And Joanna, that's all she wants.
Joanna's nearly there, but she's also giving her loyalties to the other girls too, which in the end will mean that she will be the one iced out of everything.
Oh, of course. Yeah, because then the Atomic Kitten will then get upset because...
What about the dynamic between Nick and Ben, though?
Well, this is where I was heading with Nick and Ben, because...
Bros before hoes.
Nick and Ben are like proper BFFs in that group, aren't they? And again...
They trust each other. And they're going to take each other to the final.
Well, Ben said, "See you all in the final," and he then quickly said, "Oh no, I don't think we are. We will all be in the final." But in Ben's mind,
he's going to be heartbroken.
Him and Nick will be in the final. Yes, I mean, imagine if they. Well, I'm not going to say that because that could be a spoiler. But imagine if they did a certain twist they've done in other versions of the game, and Ben was to win the game, and then got the luxury of discovering something.
Right.
I think I covered that quite well.
Not really, but it's fine. We'll just brush over that.
Can we talk about how Patrick accused Nick because he said that Nick and Ben, quite cleverly Patrick said that Nick and Ben were using him as a scapegoat to divert the attention off of them so using the exact same tactic they had used when they were talking about getting rid of Patrick instead of getting rid of Caitlin. That, I hope, got heard by the round table.
It did. The camera focused on a few people, like their thinking faces. I think Christine was one of them and Joanne was another.
Well, Christine's dead.
Slowly, though.
Joanne's
she has enough time.
So the wrong people heard it.
Yeah, but Christine has enough time to slowly, because she's slowly dying.
She's going to have a slow death,
So she'll still be there tomorrow, everyone. Don't worry. She'll be at breakfast and they'll show Nick being like, oh, did I hug the wrong person? Did I do this wrong? No, she'll be dying slowly. So she has enough time now. She needs to use her time to work out. And Nick hugged her. So she could even, if she did listen to Patrick correctly and Nick's on her mind, she could think,
why did he hug me?
Who did? Although she went in to hug him, technically. So
it's kind of a half hug, though. When I heard hug, and I think Paudie felt the same way when he heard the alarm bells ring, I think he meant like a full embrace, almost groins touching type hug. That's why Paudie doesn't hug men, you see.
Right.
Too much. Not good for Paudie.
No.
And his
it was very
masculinity.
difficult for those two because both of them were basically like, we've never hugged anyone before. To suddenly then have a letter to say you need to hug someone goodbye when you haven't done that.
Yeah, but that's the whole point.
After 8 days of filming, to suddenly then hug someone is kind of impossible.
Yeah, but that is the point of the game. It's almost to out a traitor a little bit. It's to make it a little bit more difficult because it's unless you kind of say something blatantly obvious, it is difficult to kind of find the tails of a traitor unless you're unless you're really focusing in on someone. Something like this will bring that out of them, like the chalice, like making them drink from a certain glass, or what was the other one, putting their name on a painting, that kind of stuff. Yeah, but
those stuff are a little bit easier than two Irish men hugging.
But personally, I'd find a hug easy because I love a hug. I love a hug, me.
Well, in that case, you would have been murdered.
I would have hugged all of them. They'd all be dead. I'd asked producers. I said, "Is it the first person I hug, or is it just anyone?"
Well, I thought at one point, because at the time was getting a bit desperate, I thought he's going to have to go on and just hug Ben because it's going to be natural between them. The only person he could hug in that castle was Ben. Didn't do that.
And we wanted that hug for the AI.
Oh, yeah. And then Faye's birthday, and then they're having a little chat, and she was like, and I thought, he's going to go off rogue here and just hug her because that was the only chance to, but he didn't. And then Christine walked in with her wine glass and hugged him. So,
but they again, I think it was a mutual kind
just
of
keep
like
yourself to yourself if you're a contestant on the show. Keep your hands in your
pockets, head down, just get on with the game.
Make your own drinks. Don't touch anyone.
Think like Nick. Make it to the end, become a traitor and win. That was Nick's game plan. So there were 3 names though. Paudie and Nick had a little whisper to each other, talk about it. And it was either going to be Will, Christine, or Joanne. And as it happened, it just happened to be Christine. To be fair, I was surprised.
He said I couldn't hug Will because Will wouldn't. He literally couldn't do it. So it did.
Well, because he's a man. This is ridiculous. He said you're fragile. Your masculinity is that fragile that you can't touch another man.
Well, no, they're saying it because it would just be so random. It's too random to do. It's never random,
especially in America. And Americans are really touchy-feeling with their shit. They're always hugging.
Well, you're saying Irish aren't?
Well, clearly not, because Paudie said, I don't hug people, and Nick said, I've not hugged anyone yet. Well, yet, ... Clearly, hugging's not a thing. Maybe in Irish folklore. I don't know.
I think you should stop.
I like the Irish curse is called a pisho.
Right.
I wrote it phonetically so I could say it correct.
You think you could? You'll get a comment now.
What?
We got told, by the way, on our comments on Spotify that the popcorn and the food and thing, they're all from a certain shop in Ireland. So
which is sponsoring.
You and your Irishism of the week that we're doing. Centra is one of the sponsors. All the food is from there. So that's what Emma Cashman told us.
Do you want to know another Irishism of the week?
What?
Primark isn't called Primark in Ireland.
What's it called?
I don't know. Off the top of my head.
Well, that's not very good, is it?
Hang on, give us a second.
Isn't it like Prime Market? No,
it's not called Prime Market. No, that's what we call it. But in Scotland, they call it Primark.
Do they? That's your Scottishism of the week.
That's your Scottishism of the week. So what is Primark called in Ireland?
I don't know.
Primark is called pennies.
Pennies?
Pennies.
Who's Penny?
Mr. Penny. Mr. Penny must have opened it and maybe Primark bought it. Because isn't Primark a Spanish brand? Or is Primark an... I'll tell you what it would have been. Primark's name was probably taken already by another Irish company, and so they couldn't use it. It's a bit like Star Fox in the UK had to be called Starwing because there was a company, or in Europe, because there was a company in Europe called Star Fox already. So they couldn't use that name.
So Centra Centra is the sponsor of the Traitors Ireland, apparently, so that's why all the food is from there.
If Centra and or indeed Primark want to sponsor this podcast,
well, after that,
get in touch.
So. Thank you. Who else was at risk around the round table?
Faye.
Faye was at risk. I thought Vanessa, at the beginning of the episode, they were editing it like Vanessa was going to be at risk because the people were questioning her, but that didn't really go anywhere yet.
Why haven't we talked about that yet? Yes, Vanessa. So when Siobhan came in and said that... Who'd been murdered again? Remind me.
Mark.
Thank you. Sorry, Mark. We love you. Mark had been murdered, and she threw the picture on the floor. For some weird reason, Vanessa then shouted out to a silent group, "Dead ass!" Like what? What was that about?
It
Vanessa?
reminded me of, and it sounded similar to, and this is a very niche thing. So some people may not know this, but there's like a TikTok sound or a soundbite where it's very similar, where someone says.
You gotta leave.
No, someone says something, and then someone in the same shout/whispering time, they go, "Damn, triple homicide," and it's like that. It literally it's like the same thing.
I'd watch. Well, that's what Vanessa
the
was
same thing.
referencing.
It's like, why did you do it, Vanessa?
Damn, triple homicide, dead ass.
She did it because Siobhan was like, well, at least you faithful who are still here, but Mark's dead. And she was like, dead ass, yeah, I'm still here. That's what she meant. But it was like people
insulting. Surely she must have realised after she said it that damn double homicide. She must have realised after she said it what a weird and a huge mistake to say. It was epic levels of like, it's something I would imagine like, I don't know. It's like what the 5-year-old shouts out, which has no inhibitions or any kind of off switch. It's like Vanessa, almost like Tourette's. Vanessa just shouted out, dead ass. Like the whole group just went, what?
She let the thoughts take over and she just said what she was thinking by accident, I feel.
It's
but
madness.
Yeah, I thought that didn't really come up though. I think there was a bit too much more going around the round table. So she was kind of lucky there. But
I feel like it's going to come up again because I feel like it's not a coincidence that it was edited in with a reaction and subtitles with her name in case you missed it. So they obviously didn't have the shot of Vanessa saying it, of all the cameras around the breakfast table, but obviously there's producers and people sat there. You can just imagine like the producer sat there with their like script, well not script, but like their notes in front of them watching the action happen, and then Siobhan doing the photo frame, and then Vanessa shouting dead ass, and the producer's like that.
Right, yeah.
And then writing it down. I'd love it. Love it.
Says what she feels.
I love Vanessa. I wish this is the Vanessa I want to see more of. I want to see a more aggressive.
She's getting there. She's as the episodes go. She's appearing more now.
Yeah, but
like from this episode, we're kind of seeing the other half of the cast now. Like all of a sudden, we're seeing more Joanne. We're seeing more of Amy and Kelly, Vanessa, a bit of Wilkin. So all the quiet ones from the beginning are now.
The politeness of episode 1 when they're all around the table, even up to like episode 1, 2, 3, I'd say like there was a very polite, kind of eloquent, almost apologetic way of an accusation toward people around the round table. On this episode, this is the first time I've seen it as being quite aggressive, quite direct, but taken on the chin very well. Like Faye, for argument's sake, Faye was quite upset after the round table because she said that she didn't think she handled herself very well, but I thought Faye had handled herself excellently.
Yeah, she did
really well.
Got the heat off her really quickly, and she was basically saying to everyone who was accusing her, well, all the things she was doing aren't things I've actually said, they're just theories and assumptions, so I can't stick up for myself. And everyone was like, yeah, actually, yeah. So
it's funny because I think all of them, all the ones who got accused in this episode, Nick, Patrick, Faye, Wilkin, Pauldy, all 5 of them had some kind of accusation thrown at them by someone, and they all threw it, they kind of whacked it back well. It wasn't like Eamon's very aggressive attack returned back. It was like, and it wasn't like it was given up like Andrew or Diane had. Like they kind of just gave up and were a bit like, yeah, okay, fine, banish me, I don't care.
But they were traitors, where these were
Diane wasn't a traitor.
That's true. Poor Diane. So maybe that's why, because they are actually faithful, it's easier to give a more impassioned, honest retaliation, I guess. And Nick's only just become a traitor, so the things that he's defending were when he was a faithful.
He's a traitor in every way, because did I mention this, that he wasn't going to be a traitor, and he ripped it up in such a passionate way, and then he's gone against his fellow faithful by saying that he would never be a traitor. Oh my god, someone did point that out.
Patrick
did. Yes, yeah. Patrick said
that's what I mean. He had his big moment, Patrick did.
He said that it's even more reason that you're a traitor now, Nick, because you made such a point of refusing it, which I actually believe you did. And now we know
it makes sense for them to try and get you again.
Well, because there's a precedent for it, because in the last blackmail recruitment, it was Andrew, and it was the person who had the most heat on them at the round table. And then so it would make perfect sense, Pauldy, because he doesn't think past a few feet, 4D chess, of course, with Pauldy, that he would go for someone who had equal amounts of heat on them again. So go for Nick. So again, I hope people listen to Patrick. I really do.
Underestimate the elder male Irish generation, guys.
The ones who can't tan.
Because those two are running rings around of all these little kids.
They really are, aren't they? Pauldy is... It's a shame with Patrick's...
I know. It was his last hurrah, and that was that, I'm afraid.
He did well, though, Patrick. I mean, I have
back
to
say...
Las
Vegas, can't he?
No, he doesn't live in Las Vegas anymore.
He can go back there.
He retired in Ireland.
He could do a residency there.
He could... Oh, wonder what he'd do. Magic?
Patrick's
Magic.
Yes. I'm trying to think of PP.
He looks a bit like Paul Daniels. Or looked, sorry. Rest in peace, Paul Daniels.
Right, then. So, tomorrow we've got Christine's slow and painful death to witness.
Lovely, can't wait.
So,
and of course we need to quickly say, who do you think's in trouble at the next round table? I think people are really going to focus on Nick, and I think Pauldy will turn on Nick.
No, it's going to be someone like Joanne. Like, I think the two girl groups are going to work out that she's been talking to both of them in that one thing, because all of them are all a bit suspicious of each other but don't want to say it. So, yeah. Or maybe Wilkins is going to come back up again and cry.
Yeah, but are people going to vote for people because of personal reasons at this late in the game now?
That's all they've got.
Ben's kind of inclined that he voted for Patrick for personal reasons rather than believing he was a traitor. Are we still playing this game? Are we still
None
playing
of them are looking at Pauldy, are they?
Are we? Wow. No, they're not. This is the mad thing. And Pauldy even makes a joke of it now. Pauldy even says, "It's like, oh, remember a few weeks ago when you all thought it was me? They were funny days, weren't they?"
That's the way to do it.
I still stand that I think that they know it's Pauldy. And that almost the group are being hypocritical in their judgment against Ben and, I won't stand up for Ben and Nick often, but on this one, I'd say that I think the Ben and Nick plan was actually being instrumental to a lot of people who, I don't know. We don't know what their minds are thinking.
I'm just looking forward to seeing Ben get his heart broken when he finds out Nick is a traitor.
Oh, if you can say Nick is straight. Yeah, no, I'd like to say that too.
They're all straight.
No, I know.
Apart from Joanne.
I hope that Ben and Nick, I really do actually hope that there's something that's happened before with Ben and Nick.
Pardon?
No,
I can't weird say fan because fiction?
No.
Oh, that. Oh, okay.
The thing that happened
yes,
in another version, well, two versions
You don't
now.
do that in series 1.
Yeah, but the Irish series has kind of leapfrogged over the first two.
That's true, they did the dolls, didn't they?
Well, they're kind of doing, Don't forget, they're catching up with every series that we've seen up to this point.
That's why it's so good. They know all the good bits and all the bad bits not to do. Right, so people who want to get in touch with us about their thoughts and theories on the Traitors Island.
Yes, well, if you want to complain about anything we said in this episode.
You've said. I've been like Oyen. I've just sat back and listened.
You're very good. You'd be good on the Traitors.
No.
Linktree, linktr.ee/faithful2. That's got all our links on there, including how you can watch us on YouTube or Spotify, listen to us on any of your favourite podcast apps. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell. If you're not subscribed, then you don't know when our new episodes come out. Especially after yesterday, when it took us an age to get them uploaded in the first place.
No, on YouTube first, so even more reason to subscribe to YouTube.
Exactly. Ring the bell.
You don't know what's going to happen.
And if you have any thoughts and theories, if you comment underneath the video on YouTube or Spotify, we will see it. We don't need to wait for an email to find that one out. You can also follow us on Instagram, on TikTok. They're the two social medias we use. We do have other social media, but they're dead to us. A bit like
Mark.
Yes. And
Christine.
Kelly said... I liked Mark, but he's dead to me now, which I thought was a funny line too. It was on a par with Vanessa's dead ass.
Yeah.
And if you like the podcast and you want to help us monetarily, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/faithful or coff.ee/faithful. On there, you can give us £5 or as much as you like. Give us 5 gold blocks of wood if you like.
There's no upper limit.
No, it's a gamble. Let's see what we do. And of course, if you do comment on that attachment with the money, you can get your comment read out for free. Hang on, no, wait. It will guarantee that we'll read out your comment. However, if you do attach spoilers to it, we can't read them out because I always get told off for telling people spoilers.
There you go then. So until tomorrow, everyone, stay faithful.